The problem with modern feminism is that they don't actually talk about real issues, especially if you're getting feminist information from social media apps like TikTok, because people on TikTok complain about the littlest things. They complain about a guy looking them a little bit too long on a bus, or a guy, hitting on them that they don't feel attracted to. This has nothing to do with feminism. It doesn't even fall under the branch of issues pertaining gender equality, because if you look at women from other countries, they are actually suffering, especially those from third world countries that do not have nearly as much privilege as women in first world countries. They have to go through femicide. They have to face the ongoing issue of rape culture. There is genital mutilation, forced marriage, child brides, real problems that they have to suffer through that we never even have to think of. And that's why I reject modern feminism.
What's good, YouTube? This is Cable Flair. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. Glad that y'all here, man. This is gonna be a good video, man. Probably right now I'm on a cruise as I'm dropping this video. I'm on a cruise, so man. Look, we got women holding other women accountable, and this is something that we need more of. This is something that we need more of, man. We need more of this. We need more of this, man. So before we get into this, man, do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, a comment, and subscribe.
You know who I despise even more than women who knowingly sleep with married men? Are these women who are married to genuinely good men, yet they are cold-hearted, quarrelsome, vile, selfish towards them due to the fact that they are a good person. You guys have to understand, when you marry somebody that is genuinely good, they're good towards everyone, not just their significant others. And for the fact that you would hold this jealousy in you towards them for possessing the same qualities that attracted you to marry them in the first place is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. If you're not happy, boo, just leave and make room for a more quality woman to step in to accept a man like that, because it is slim pickings out here, honey. So you get on out there and you will see for yourself what it's really like.
A lot of these average women don't want an average man, right? So it's like they look at going for an average man as settling. But according to a lot of things Kevin Samuels says, that even an average man is a catch. It's a man, you know what I mean? But they look at it like, oh, if he's not making six figures, which is a big thing that's messing up everyone's head. This whole six-figure thing, it's taken out of proportion. You do not need to make six figures to live a comfortable life. You really, really don't. It's nice, if you're nice, if you can. Because a lot of people talk about six figures, they talk about 101,000, 102, 110, 115. You're not making 500,000. Right. You're not making 700K. You're not even making 200K. Right. So most people are screaming about six figures. They make it in the low end. They just hitting the six-figure mark. And you can make 90-something, live the same life. You can make 85 and live the same type of life, basically, if you're at that lower 100K end. But the reality is that because we've been hearing six figures so much, psychologically, we think everyone makes six figures.
Stop derailing the conversation and making it about your...
And I had, man, and this is crazy, man, because I just had a discussion, well, not really a discussion, but somebody in my comments on TikTok said that, 100K is not enough. And it's like, bro, like, how is 100K, like, they sit over here saying 100K is not enough. That means you sit over here saying 60K, 70K ain't enough, right? He's saying, man, you have to put in expenses and all of this stuff. And it's like, guys, let's literally think about this, right? Because I said you can live comfortably off of 50K, 60K, 70K.
I think the problem is a lot of women think providing is abundance nowadays.
No.
Providing, because for me to provide, if I'm living in the middle of America, let's not take Dallas in situation because we are in Dallas, but let's go middle of America. You can live comfortably over 50K, but a lot of women largely are unaccepting of that. A lot of women want more. Right, so you're talking about men are not satisfied with their situations, but it's obviously the women, because the women are the ones dropping out at 70%. These are the women are the ones filing for divorce.
50K is not enough.
See, there we go. 50K is not enough, right? But it is enough. That's if you want a man that can protect and provide. If you want a man that can provide you abundance, that's when you start going into that group of men.
Why does that have to be abundance? I want a house. I want cars. Like, how is that abundance?
Because a man, if you know anything about finances, you know that a man can have a house with 50K. You know that.
Not the
But
house
see,
I want.
women don't even
You're right.
have a concept of the money. Not the house you want.
Not the house I want.
Not the house you want. That's hypergamy. That's you wanting more. And
That's
then when
not
you
hypergamy.
but listen,
If I bring more than 50K
hear me
to the
out though. Hear me out.
table,
Let me go
let me
finish. Let me go
more
finish.
than 50K.
If you have hypergamy and you want a man that makes more than that, now you get into that group of men that are part of the 10% group. Those men have a lot of options, and we agreed that when men have a lot of options, they don't settle down. Women want these men that make 100K, thinking that it's just sweet and it's normal. Most men, the average wage for a man is 50K. So if you want a man, you got to be okay with 50K. That's where you at. Once you start to become hypergamous,
not
you're going to start to
fair.
deal with relationship
That's
issues.
actually
And
not
like you
fair.
just said, you don't think that
That's
he's going to
not
be able to
fair.
provide a house big enough for you.
That's not
Because the guy was saying 100K is not enough. Like, hey, everybody, man, out here, man, you know, if you making 100K, man, you still have that's really not enough. You still need to make more than that. And it's like, man, guys, listen. If you're making 50K to 70K, which the average man makes, what is 50K, you can live comfortably off that. Especially, right, if that's what the man is making, and you're talking about a female coming in there bringing that in too, you're bringing in what, $80,000, $90,000. Just say if I'm making 50K, right? Let's say I'm making 50K a year, and my wife is making 40K a year. We're bringing in 90 bands a year, bro. We're bringing in 90 bands a year, right? So he's sitting here saying you got to take away the expenses, you got to take away bills and da. Right? Cool. And you can still live good off of that. You can still live comfortably off of that. You can still pay your car note, insurance, medical bills, goddamn, groceries, gas, car notes, all that shit, rent, mortgage, all that. You will still have enough to be able to do what you want to do. But I told him, I simply said, man, look, right? He was sitting over here saying he couldn't, because he said he makes 100K. He said he's struggling to live off of that. It's like, okay, number one, where are you living? Right? If you over here living in LA, if you over here living in goddamn New York, it might be a little tough. And then on top of that, are you living above your means? If you are living above your means, of course it's going to be hard for you. If you have a house, man, and it costs tons and tons of money to maintain that house, then of course you're going to be living above your means. Of course it's going to be hard to maintain $100,000. But if you are living below your means, you can make 50K, 70K and still be well off. But you know, hey, we live in a society, man, where you have to be making 100K, man, to be even considered to be an average guy. Your 100K person is an average guy now. I'm guessing your 50K people, your 60K, and your 70K people are your broke people now.
Or feelings when women say men are garbage.
I can already hear the angry feminists in my comment section, but two things. One, not all men are garbage. Are there some bad women? Yes. Doesn't give you the right to label all women as bad. Are there some bad men? Yes. Does not give you the right to label all men as bad. In fact, some might call that sexist. Two, what's really garbage is the modern day feminist movement. It is no longer about women and men being equal. It is about women feeling superior to men and degrading them, then accusing them of oppressing us with patriarchy, which is simply not the case. In fact, it's harder to be a man today than it is to be a woman. How so? Depression, suicide, anxiety, homicide, jail time, homelessness, really anything you can think of outside of sexual assault. And I'll go ahead and say, it's not cool that a man was sexist towards you, but that does not give you the right to label all men as garbage. It is simply not true, and it only serves to further divide us based on gender.
Feminists don't ever have statistics or anything to back up any argument that they have. They only really back everything up off of how they feel. You know what I'm saying? We really have feminists coming out here talking about, hey, we should kill all men. Yet we're still here allowing her to be on platforms. She's just open about it. She was just that open. And like she said, man, feminism used to be about equality, right? First wave feminism, first wave people was all about, hey, we want to be able to bring some money into the home. We want to be able to bring a second income. We want to be able to work just like our male counterparts, and we want to be able to vote just like our male counterparts. Now feminists, listen. Feminists literally has that now. They literally have all of that. Now, what is feminism for now? Sex liberation, being more hoish, 304 shit, thought shit. Just pretty much trying to take over. It ain't about equality anymore. It's just more about, hey, women need to be over men now. crazy, man.
The problem with modern feminism is that they don't actually talk about real issues, especially if you're getting feminist information from social media apps like TikTok, because people on TikTok complain about the littlest things. They complain about a guy looking them a little bit too long on a bus, or a guy, hitting on them that they don't feel attracted to. This has nothing to do with feminism. It doesn't even fall under the branch of issues pertaining gender equality, because if you look at women from other countries, they are actually suffering, especially those from third world countries that do not have nearly as much privilege as women in first world countries. They have to go through femicide. They have to face the ongoing issue of rape culture. There is genital mutilation, forced marriage, child brides, real problems that they have to suffer through that we never even have to think of. And that's why I reject modern feminism.
Why do you think guys no longer want to get married?
Well, for one, once they are married and a woman has like any sort of opportunity or an inkling to want to get divorced, she will dominate him in divorce court. She will take all his money and she will typically take care of the kids. Obviously, that's not all the case, but the majority. I think it's I forget what the percentage is, but the majority of divorces are initiated by women. Another thing is that modern...
I can help you out, my lily white friend. 70%, to be exact. 70% of women initiate divorces.
Women tend to want all of the benefits of being a traditional woman without actually being a traditional woman. You can't...
Hey, Myra said it the best. Women want traditional men, all while not being traditional themselves. But hey, he got flack for that, right? He got flack from a lot of women because of that.
Have your cake and eat it too. And something that I've just noticed over the last 5 years or so is that modern women have increasingly became more difficult to just live with, and who would want to live with a difficult woman, So yes, this reality is sad, but honestly I don't blame the men.
I don't think modern day feminists want equality between men and women. I think they want to be men. They don't take any pride in being feminine. They grow their armpit hair out. They say we need to bring down the patriarchy. But who is the patriarchy? Do you think it's men who set all these standards for women to uphold in the beauty world? You're forgetting that other women set the standards too. As a woman, I think armpit hair on women is disgusting and unhygienic. I'm a woman setting that beauty standard, not a man. I also think a woman should pride herself on being a good mother and taking care of her family in the home. Not to say that you can't have a job at the same time, but no one can do what a mother can do, and you should be proud of that, not want to destroy that. Men and women are not the same, and that's beautiful. I'm proud to be a woman. I don't want to be a man. So on behalf of all women who like being women, can you guys stop trying to make us men?
Here's the thing, right? We are living in a society, bro, where we have women who are so goddamn woke. They will literally not wearing tampons. They won't wear pads or tampons.
MIA drummer and feminist Kiran Gandhi ran the London Marathon, and she decided to prove a point. Gandhi wanted to destigmatize periods and show women they don't need to be grossed out by their bodies. She decided to bleed freely, not using a tampon or anything for that matter, while on her period during a marathon for breast cancer. And she wrote on her website she ran the entire 26.2-mile race with my period blood running down my legs. She also wrote, I ran with blood dripping down my legs for sisters who don't have access to tampons and sisters who hide it away and pretend like it doesn't exist. I ran to say, it does exist, and we overcome it every day. Response has been mixed. Some were in support of her actions, some were not, using the hashtag attention seeking. But one executive editor for the Huffington Post wrote, while Gandhi is well-meaning, she may have missed the mark. In a rural Indian village where young girls are likely to miss school because of their periods, if they had a sanitary towel, they would use it. They wouldn't let it flow free down their saris to emancipate their sisters. The editor also compared it to men carrying vials of sperm around their necks to showcase the life force they carry. But the woman who ran with a feminist message in mind may not care what other people have to say about it. Plus, she raised thousands of dollars for breast cancer.
And they're trying to say that's like a sign of showing that, I don't know, that it's almost like sexual liberation. We're gonna have sex with so many men to show that we're empowered. And it's the same thing with this menstrual cycle. These women are out here just free bleeding. Their shit just started and they're free bleeding. and wearing white pants. It's just like, that's disgusting. And then some of them you literally using their shit as face paint. Now we got women sitting over here saying, man, you know what? Hey, man, you know, the patriarchy is telling us that we have to freaking, you know, be beautiful. We can't be a certain weight. We can, you know, they telling us that we have to cut all our hair off and we can't have armpit hair. Like, no, we're going to have that. Guys, that's for women. You know, look, man, your beauty involves you having to shave all that shit off. I'm going to just be honest with you. Your beauty involves you shaving all that shit off, man. Right? Because I bet you some of these women that's talking about they don't want to shave their armpit hair are the same ones that's probably shaving the goddamn coochie hair because they know what time it is. Don't nobody want to be eating that shit, right? So it's just like, man, women today in this Western society is backwards. It's backwards. Like, you won't cut your armpit hair because you think it's society is telling you, hey, well, you know, society's telling me I got to cut my armpit hair off. And I feel like that's very oppressive. Maybe that's just fucking nasty. Maybe all having all that armpit hair, man, yes, it's acceptable for men to have it because they be having chest hair and all that shit, but it's not acceptable for women to have it, right? That's why y'all think why y'all think a lot of people used to call Hispanics back in middle school and high school goddamn werewolves and shit, because they had all the hair on their arms and stuff, bro, because it's just some hairy beings, man. You know, so, you know, man, it's just it's a very backward society, bro. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. A lot of women, I think feminism, you know, made America backwards a little bit. You know, among other things, it's not just feminism, but feminism played a big role in this, man. So, y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe.